German World War II uniforms looked pretty good. Let's face it, they were the most stylish on the battlefield. But that's no surprise when you hear that Hugo Boss designed all the uniforms, right? Wrong. The fact that Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms is pretty common knowledge these days, and every time they find themselves in the news, this idea is always dug up, making the headlines. Hugo Boss didn't actually design any of the uniforms. He founded a clothes manufacturing company in 1924. He had a small factory with not many employees. The business mostly specialised in making shirts, jackets, workwear. One of his first commissions was making brown shirts for a distributor in Munich. Chances are Boss didn't know that these were then being sold on to the Nazis, though he did later use this to promote his company, telling the people that he had supplied the Nazi Party since 1924. When Boss joined the Nazi Party in 1931, he managed to get a contract to provide the Nazi with uniforms, while he was still a relatively small, unknown business and just one of several companies supplying the Nazis with clothes. His party connections saved his company from bankruptcy, but his name was still neither big or famous. More importantly, Hugo Boss was not a designer, but a manufacturer. He was given the orders and he fulfilled them. There was zero creative or design talent involved. The uniforms had been designed before the order had even arrived at the company. There is no real evidence that Hugo Boss asked to design the uniforms, nor was he allowed to tweak any of them once in production in the factory. He was an active supporter of the Nazis, who was given and accepted the opportunity to use forced labour as early as April 1940. Although Boss seems to have treated these people relatively well compared to a lot of other factories, it was still forced labour. After the war, Hugo Boss was heavily fined for having been an early member of the Nazi Party, having financially benefited, and having been friends with high-ranking leaders of the party. The company continued making uniforms, but this time it was for the French and the Red Cross. So Hugo Boss never actually designed German uniforms in World War II. He only made them with forced labour. I hope you've all enjoyed this little debunking of a World War II myth that will not die. It keeps popping up every now and again, and it needs to stop, basically. So, hope you've all enjoyed it. Let me know what you want debunking next. Thank you everybody for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.